Well, no winner drawn for the Powerball last night, so that means you've got another chance at becoming a billionaire. The next jackpot is worth $1.1 billion. If you win, you can opt for a cash payment of nearly $498.4 million. The next drawing is Monday at 11 p.m. What's the first thing you would buy, John, if you won? $1.1 billion?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, gosh, maybe a nice toy car, beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then take care of family and very close friends.
Yes, that's a good idea. A vacation. Which
vacation.
A very nice vacation.
Like a really
with
long
my
vacation.
family and friends. Yeah,
right. Yeah. Very, very nice. Yeah, why not? You can do anything you want, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever play? Do you play that?
No, my mom does though. She's gonna.
Yeah, once in a while I'll play. I'll
get another ticket today.
Get a ticket and see what happens.
Yeah.
But you know the odds, right? You know what? We have better odds of getting.
Enjoying
some
sun.
Beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, odds are good here. If you live in Central New York, you are going to be pampered the next couple, 2-3 days. So great news for you there. Say it's a $1 billion forecast. No, but it's going to be nice. Very nice. Tower camera showing all that sunshine. Radar's nice and quiet. If you're going to the fair, you got family, friends coming over for a barbecue or a cookout. A little cool maybe for swimming, but not bad, especially got a heated pool. 40s, low 50s out there right now. It's a nippy start a little bit. Going to the fair, there it is. Fairgrounds, it'll probably be mid to upper 70s, while the rest of us away from the blacktop are more like low and mid 70s with a good deal of sun, less wind than we've had the last few days, with just a little bit of a breeze here and there. I'll let you know if this great weather continues as we go into the new week ahead. Coming up in just a bit, Kendra.
John, thank you. We start the morning in the Midwest, where the mayor of Chicago has signed an executive order to push back against the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. This comes after the president is considering sending federal troops to the city as part of what he calls a nationwide crime crackdown. Law enforcement officials tell ABC News the Trump administration is preparing to surge immigration enforcement operations in Chicago. The Department of Homeland Security has already asked to use a nearby naval station as a base of operation, but the mayor is pushing back.
We will not have our police officers, who are working hard every single day to drive down crime, deputized to do traffic stops and checkpoints for the president.
It is not just Chicago. President Trump has already deployed federal law enforcement supported by the National Guard to largely Democrat-run states and cities led by some of his political rivals. If you're getting ready to roll up your sleeves for this year's new COVID vaccine, policy changes from the CDC are causing confusion over how and where you will be able to get the shot. CVS has announced it will limit access to the shot in 16 states, requiring prescriptions in 13 states, including New York, and simply not offering it in 3 others. However, the White House insists the vaccine will still be available for all Americans who want it. Some Democrats are now calling for RFK to be fired.
Vaccines are pretty settled science. We've seen the measles outbreak that has recurred in parts of the South. Now what's going to happen with folks that are vulnerable who want their COVID vaccine? I'd say what RFK Jr.'s done is putting us all at risk.
Kennedy has named Jim O'Neill as interim director of the CDC, who has said he supports vaccine, but not vaccine mandates.
Give me my first love.
There it is.
Here it comes.
Switching to sports, it's an end of an era for college football, as Lee Corso has made his final college game day pick yesterday. He debuted on the show back in 1987 when it was an in-studio production. In 1996, he made his first ever pick during his famous segment, picking Ohio State to beat Penn State. For his final pick, he picked Ohio State to beat Texas, which happened by a score of 14-7. The anticipation was high for this new Syracuse football season after 10 wins and a storybook first year under head coach Fran Brown. But the Orange were not able to come back from their slow start against the Vols. Sports director Stephen Fonte and Mario Sacco have more from the players on what went wrong in that first quarter of yesterday's loss.
Well, we said going in that if this game turned into a track meet, Syracuse was going to be in a lot of trouble, and that is precisely what happened. The Volunteers dominated the first quarter, led 17-0. Syracuse played Tennessee even the rest of the way, but that early deficit proved to be too much to overcome.
To be honest, man, it went so fast. It's just little mistakes that we was making, mental errors. Like I said, they capitalized off of all our mental errors. We got to fix that. We got to, take the mental errors down just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think, we got to come out and win the first quarter. We can't be digging ourselves in a hole. Me personally, I can't fumble the football. I got to take care of the football and do a better job of that.
A couple people coming in started telling me, you got to get better players. You got to get better players. Now my players are straight. We got to execute. Right? This is a game of execution. It's not about the players. It's about being able to execute, and that starts from the top down. So I got to make sure I go back and watch everything, do everything the right way to make sure that I put the guys in position to be able to execute.
Mario Sacco joins me now. And Mario, despite the outcome, there were still a few performances to be encouraged by, led by Johntay Cook and Yasin Willis.
Yeah, Fran Brown was the first to admit we got to give Willis the rock more. 3 touchdowns on the ground, close to 100 yards rushing, and we saw the capabilities of Johntay Cook. Found the end zone once, was targeted 10 times, had 6 receptions.
All right, so now it's time to regroup. And if Syracuse can take care of business against UConn and Colgate, they get another shot at one of these big boys in a few weeks against Clemson.
Yeah, Derek McDonald was the first to admit everything's still on the table, guys. We lost one game to an SEC team that went to the college football playoffs last year. Let's regroup, pick up a couple of wins at home, and then they get that shot again, hopefully, at Clemson here in a couple of weeks.
All right, that wraps up our coverage from down here in Atlanta, inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. For Mario Sacco, I'm Stephen Fati, News Channel 9 Sports.
Still ahead on the morning news, we'll introduce you to an Army Staff Sergeant who can also say she's an Olympic medalist. News Channel 9's Maddie Mushton has the story.
In the last couple of years, consumers have taken on more debt, but I'm really not worried about it. I'm Rick Reagan. I'll explain why in Money in Your Pocket Minute.
You're watching the Morning News with Kendra Brodus and Storm Team meteorologist John DePasquale with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local.